Fox News senior strategic analyst and chairman of the Institute for the Study of War. General, good evening. Good to have you with us. So two parts here to dig into. In terms of Shanahan, who is now the acting Secretary of Defense, what did you make of the comment that he made today when he was in a meeting with Secretary Pompeo and with the National Security Advisor John Bolton? China, China, China. That is his focus.
Well, China clearly is the strategic focus of the national defense strategy, and I agree with that. We're in a big power competition with Russia and China, and a long-term strategic threat to the United States certainly is China. And I also suspect that there's so much controversy surrounding the near-term threats that we're dealing with in Syria, certainly, the problems we have in Afghanistan and the problem with North Korea, that I think he's just probably laying down a stake that we can't take our focus off of what really is the long-term challenge that the United States is facing.
I want to play a soundbite from the president for you and get your reaction to this.
What's he done for me? How has he done in Afghanistan? Not too good. As you know, President Obama fired him, and essentially so did I.
I know you think very highly of General Mattis. Is that hard for you to listen to?
Yeah, Mattis has resigned, and the president's going about trying to find a successor, and I think that's what the focus should be, and not trying to backstep to what was the resignation about, what was the letter all about. Look, Jim Mattis came out of retirement, and he didn't have to step up and do this job, and he clearly did something that I wasn't able to do, and I certainly have tremendous regard for him. In fact, I helped one of the guys that recommended him to the president. So, yeah, I think that it was just a moment for the president. I think he's past it. I know for a fact he's clearly focused on the challenges we have out there. He's refined his decision on Syria. You know, he's laying down some conditions now. Finish ISIS, make certain the Syrian Kurds are not harmed or destroyed, certainly by something that Erdogan and Turkey is up to, and make certain that Iran is not able to have a land bridge in Syria. That is major step forward, and he's looking at options also dealing with Afghanistan. And obviously we've got North Korea right around the corner with a potential Kim Jong-un summit.
I want to play a soundbite from Jim Webb, who is, according to the New York Times, on the list. This is from a debate when he ran for president. Watch this.
If you want a place where we need to be in terms of our national strategy of focus, the greatest strategic threat that we have right now is resolving our relationship with China.
You're over your time, though.
Well, you've let a lot of people go over their time. I would say this.
You agreed to these debate rules.
To the unelected, authoritarian government of China, you do not own the South China Sea.
What do you think about the possibility of Democrat Jim Webb?
Well, I think it is a possibility. Obviously, from what I understand, Vice President Pence has reached out to him. They've probably taken a close look at his views on various things and think he would be able to identify with where President Trump is moving. Certainly, we're in major competition with China politically, economically, and militarily. They are absolutely dead set on dominating the Asia-Pacific region and replacing the United States as the world's global leader. That is all in writing and something that they talk about among themselves on a regular basis and also publicly. And they've got their military saber-rattling about the potential of going to war with the United States in the future. So, yes, we got major issues here with China and also with Russia.
And they're on the dark side of the moon. So there's that. General, thank you very much. Thanks. Good to have you with us as always, sir. Happy New Year to you.